Hi, my name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to flip through my March pages of my Hobonichi cousin, which is my creative journal. So let's just go ahead and get started. This was my March monthly spread. It was actually a really busy work month, which means that I wanted to do less things like personally, so there's not much going on. This is pretty usual for me, just very minimal decoration. Everything is color coded and that's just what it looks like. Okay, so this is where March started. This was March 1st, and I really like how this spread turned out. It has a combination of some movies that we watched, a book that I listened to. We went to go get some pizza from a neighborhood spot, and this was like their window. It's actually really pretty. And then we started a Succession rewatch. So these stickers that I use are from the Pipstick sticker books. Pretty basic, just a few washi strips just to add a little bit of color and life to my spread. I tend to use this washi tape when it's like gray and gloomy out, so that's probably what was happening there. Pretty standard week. I still am enjoying filling out my weeks this way. It's just kind of as an extra way to document the week without going into too much detail. This is the second week of March, and this was an extremely busy work week, which is why there's nothing here. There was no time for me to be like reading books or listening to books during work or anything. It was just like all work all the time. And I decided that I kind of like when it's not that busy and when I don't have a ton going on, like compared to this week, because it does tell me like I was too busy to be doing other things like journaling. This is Succession. We're still rewatching Succession at this point. We decided to watch seasons 1 through 3 in preparation for this 4th season that just came out, and this is a picture of some of the main cast. We went to the Art Institute, and all of these pictures are essentially for Thursday. So just a picture that I took inside the museum, a picture of the buildings right outside of the museum. We went to Raising Cane's for dinner because it was close by, and then this is just I cut out some circles from like the brochure that I got at the Art Institute that I really liked. This is my favorite painting, and there'll be a bigger picture a little later on. So all of this to represent one fun evening. Again, this spread is busier than the last one, but still not as busy as the first one, and I am still liking this. There was more work from home, some slow work days. Finally, it was such a crazy like period of time that it finally slowed down, and that's because of spring break. I read The Housemaid. Loved it. I love the book so much. It's a super easy read, super good thriller with twists, and I'm already reading the second one, and I can't recommend this book enough. I loved it. One of my favorite things to do when I'm working from home is if I have downtime, I like doing some of the more tedious tasks like straightening my hair that takes me like 45 minutes. I still keep an eye on my email if anything comes in. I'll take phone calls and take a break from straightening my hair if I need to focus on work. But when I can get those things done, it's the best feeling. So if on this day I straighten my hair during work, yesterday, for example, 2 days ago now, I guess, was another work from home day, and the afternoon was so slow that I decided to start cleaning my apartment, and I was done before 5. So I love taking advantage of that way if I can. Again, watching Succession. March Madness started. Oh, heavens. We'll get into this a little bit more a little later on, but definitely worth documenting. I used some like lightning bolt stickers that I cut using my Cricut just to kind of add a little something to it. I became completely obsessed with the Kuyana Small Zipper Easy Tote. And I made a note here to kind of indicate when I was really obsessing and trying to find videos and looking at all the Instagrams and everything. And I made a note to see like when I would actually give in and just buy it. And it turns out not that long after, because I bought it that Sunday. Let's see, we finished watching Succession. We were also like, while rewatching Succession, on the weekends we were rewatching the John Wick series for the movie that came out, I think last week. And so each weekend we would watch one movie, and we watched John Wick 3 this movie. We also randomly decided to watch Luck of the Irish on the 18th, so a day after St. Patrick's Day. And the reason was because I saw a picture come up on Instagram, and I think I shared it on my stories, but this movie was filmed in my town, in my school. So it was fun to see like the library and just other places that I recognized. And it's a school that I went to from like elementary to high school, because it was like a private school, so it's all on one campus. But it was just funny to see how they changed the setup for the movie versus how it actually was in real life. And honestly, like for a movie that came out so long ago, it held up. Like I enjoyed it when I was young, and I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna watch it all the time, but it was like an occasional, like every like 5-year rewatch I'm okay with. So we went to go get bagels, and we watched the movie Contagion. This is such a good movie. Came out I want to say like 2009 or something, so way before the pandemic, and it's crazy to see like what they predicted. All these emojis up here I printed myself using my regular computer on sticker paper, and I just use those to like indicate my workouts. Like when I do a yoga, it's usually like yoga and a Peloton is what I tend to do, and then this is when we go to the gym to like lift weights. I was trying to get back into exercising after kind of taking a week off just from feeling burnt out because it's been so busy at work. And then this is the last full week of work. This is obviously a lot of busier of a spread. Again, I document some books that I read. Big TV movie nights. We're big TV and movie people. TV people, really. I started watching Shrinking. I was a little behind. I've been wanting to watch it for a while, and finally we had some free time to do so. So, documented that. We randomly had a Jason Bateman movie night and watched Game Night and Identity Thief. Neither are his best, but they were, enjoyable. It was a good time. We came across Erin Brockovich. We had been talking about this movie like a few months ago, and it was finally available like on Amazon Prime or something, so we watched that. Yellow Jackets, I think, came out on the 24th or the 23rd. We didn't have enough time to do a rewatch before, so before we actually watched the first episode, we watched the whole first season in 2 days, so that we could watch it at night. And then Succession season 4, which is the final season, came out on Sunday the 26th, so we started watching that. I'm conflicted because 1, I love this show so much, but 2, I'm sad that it's ending, but also I understand why it's ending. We went to Pequot, so I saved this from the receipt. And then this just kind of brings us to the final few days of March. This was a work from home day. I had a perfect morning with that sun emoji. Listened to this book, The It Girl, which I really, really enjoyed. That was the day of the Nashville shooting. It's terrible. I don't even want to talk about it. It's horrible that we even have to discuss this. We started watching Ted Lasso. My boyfriend had watched the prior seasons. I had not, and since the new one just came out, I wanted to rewatch the series. I'm still working on it, but it's been enjoyable. I actually like it a lot more than I thought. I'm a fan. I had to back journal this portion, and I don't remember what happened this day, so I just put a bunch of question marks. I met some new people at work, and when I told them I was from Utah, one of the girls said, "The only thing I know about Utah is mom talk." And it was so funny. In the moment it was funny, and I just made a little note of the quote. So there was a tornado watch. The power in our building ended up going out, and we could not find, it turns out we don't have flashlights. We did manage to find like a headlamp, which made me realize that we should probably buy a couple flashlights and just have a few things for when things like that happen, because I've gone through a couple tornado watches since moving to Chicago, something that living in Utah my entire life I never really experienced. So it's a little gnarly. It was the first time we've lost power like at night, and it was pitch black. Like we needed lights. So that was interesting. And then again, Yellow Jackets in succession. Oh, but that goes into April. Okay, so right off the bat, we started March 1st with not really having time to journal for any of these days. And when I went back to like fill in my journal, I couldn't remember what I did on March 1st, so I decided to make a reference page for my sticker sizes. These are the Cricut stickers that I most often cut, and these are the sizes that I need, so it'll be easier when I'm cutting stickers. I will also print off some like Instagram posts and things like books and movie posters. I'm gonna print them off and make note of the size here, so that's much easier when it comes time. My stencil for this, I've talked about this a lot, same with this. These are all stickers from like the Pipstick sticker books. I really love how this looks, and I want to start doing this more, and I haven't, but just like small bits of washi, maybe not as long obviously, but just like various colors combined like throughout my spreads. I want to start doing a little bit more. Over here, I just recapped my Saturday by kind of indicating some of the bigger things that we did. I do this a lot, like when there's a lot going on in the day and I don't know like how to document it, I just like make lists and just kind of do a quick journal about them. The Sunday spreads are always the easy ones for me because I always tend to have like a to-do list. A lot of times I'll get Sunday Scary, so I'll write about that, and then just about any books that I finish that day or TV we watch. Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday were actually really crazy days that I didn't have time to journal, and it was just like all work all the time, so there wasn't much to journal about. So I kind of left them fairly blank. This is from when I made a mistake and started journaling on this page rather than on this page, so I just owned it and left it there. On Thursday, we went to the Art Institute here in Chicago. They had free entry some days, and this was one of them, and I took the brochure and cut up a bunch of these things. So this was my favorite painting, which was Sky Above the Clouds 4 by Georgia O'Keeffe. It was 24 feet long. It was so impressive. I would get a print of this, like put up on my home, because it was beautiful. This was like what to do in the museum if you only have an hour. And so I just cut it out because I liked the way it looked. Yeah, it was really fun. I love being able to take advantage of these free days because art is not something that I naturally like gravitate towards, and so I don't necessarily want to spend $20, $30 to go to the Art Institute, but I definitely appreciate it once I'm there, so when we can do it for free, it's the best. Yeah, over here just documenting a couple of the movies that we watched, and since I didn't have much going on that day other than just working from home and having a movie night, I printed off a couple of internet finds, and I wish I wrote down what account this is from, but I didn't. So I'm bummed. This is just like the top little bit of the Sears Tower amongst clouds. It was like Castle in the Clouds or something like that, and I really liked it. And then this is just like a scene from Fleabag and The Priest. Fleabag season 2. It says, "No, I'm a big reader with no friends." And I liked that. This was the Green River date. It was complete chaos. We weren't planning to go to the Green River to check it out, but we were in the area for a room and board to look at some furniture, and we were there, so we were like, might as well go and check it out. This is only our second time seeing it. It was complete chaos. There were so many people out. Everyone was completely wasted. It looked fun for them. Not what I want to do at this point in my life, but then we went to Pilsen for a Mexican restaurant, watched You for a majority of the afternoon. Complex posted this ranch flavored ice cream, which is completely disgusting to me because I don't like ranch. And it caught up on my journal, which is, it feels like I'm always just working on catching up. And then John Wick movies, like rewatch in preparation for the new one that came out in April or March. I don't know when it came out. And this is me every time I do the dishes, because it's the slight hunch to do the dishes gives me severe back pain. So that I'm always doing that after I do dishes. I had like the best night's sleep, so I had to make note of that. I like struggle with sleeping, and I struggle with good sleep. So when I have one of those days where I just wake up super rested, like I had awesome sleep, it's worth noting. It was a work from home day and not that busy, so I was able to finish this book. And then I signed up for a bank bonus. That's what this is. So if you deposit like $10,000 in like 2 or 3 months or whatever, you get a $600 bonus. And again, this was like a gloomy day, so I used the gloomy clouds to show that. Kind of made some notes on different aspects of the day. This was a bill to make the 4-day work week, the national standard, reintroduced. I know nothing's gonna happen. It would be so awesome. Can you imagine just getting a little bit of more time for life? And then over here, I like taped in my my bracket for March Madness. I did terribly, but that's okay. We'll just hide that. And with March Madness going on at work, just like the whole office was buzzing. People were like leaving work early to go to bars. The games were on in every TV that we have, which is not that many, but just people like watching full games, like, and working from the break room with their laptops. We did have like a department-wide meeting this day, and just like everybody had their laptop. Not everybody, there were like 5 or 6 people or something with their laptops up watching the games while people were like presenting or whatever. So it was just funny to see that. I really like that. There was this Instagram post, I think this was Jerry News. It says a giant seaweed blob wider than the entire US is headed toward Florida. And I wrote that this was a new fear realized, because that is terrifying to get stuck in a seaweed blob, to have that ugh, no thank you. Over here, again, documenting my work from home days, because they're my favorite, and then some books that I started and finished. Succession. We finished our Succession rewatch in preparation for the final season that starts a week from Sunday. And then there is a dick pic scene in one of the episodes, and Logan asks Roman, "Are you a sicko?" And that's just so funny to me. And then this day we also watched Purdue lose to FDU, which was very good for my bracket, but not good enough to keep me alive. So I also updated my sister's contact photo to Ralph picking his nose, and it's so funny. She doesn't know that happened, and it's because of this conversation. It's a month later and I'm still thinking about it. It was so funny. We changed her Disney Plus profile picture to him, and she was just like, "This is so rude. Why is the universe doing this to me?" And it's just the funniest thing. So Mondays are typically a work from home day for me, and I was gonna call out because I did not feel good. I started feeling sick on Sunday, and I don't know what was up, but I ended up like just working from home. I didn't want to waste a day of PTO, even though I wasn't feeling well, and I'm so glad I did, because it was the slowest day of work. I think I got like 2 emails, so I was just able to relax and not worry about work, and still not waste a PTO day, because it really sucks when you use a day but it's really not busy. So I don't know. So I've been thinking about starting a commonplace book for a while, and so I decided to start this page for a little bit of notes, kind of what a commonplace is, a quote about commonplacing, and then these are just some of the like categories or whatever that I grabbed from people who have commonplace books, just to get some ideas, and this is kind of where I landed. This could grow. And what I've decided to collect in my commonplace book are random facts that I learn, or factoids, news and headlines, social media findings, and quotes. So you could argue this just another way to journal, but a little bit more concise, less like stuff like this. And I will show that someday soonish. I'm just needing to get some kind of color coding system for these things, and I'm trying to see if I have something good in my stash, but I just haven't found anything yet, and if not, I'll just buy. So this Thursday was when we had our Jason Bateman movie night. Just this little bit was Thursday. I've decided I really want to go to 30A. I want a road trip down there. I love road trips. My boyfriend's not the biggest fan of them, but I think he'd be willing to do something like that, just because we don't know this area of the country at all. So just kind of daydreaming about doing this eventual road trip. And then I found the most perfect house. It turns out it's not in the nicest of neighborhoods, but it was completely beautiful. It was $475,000, and it was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home. It had the cutest little porch. The entire top floor was the 2nd bedroom, which is the floor plan's right here. So it was like the primary bedroom, there was the bathroom, and there was like a sitting room. So it's just one long bedroom. But it would have been perfect because we would probably use this more for like a guest bedroom, and then like Peloton or desks or things like that. And then use like the downstairs bedroom as our dedicated bedroom without anything else. Obviously we didn't buy the house. We're not really looking to buy right now, but I just loved finding this. I thought it was such a unique layout, and that's why I saved it. On Sunday the 26th, I have my usual to-do list. I filmed a video, the what's in my small Hobonichi drawer pouch, and I just kind of made a note of the things in there. This was actually an hour and a half of dealing with American Airlines and everything, and Chase Travel, and it's completely nonsense, crazy. We watched more Yellow Jackets, and this is when Succession season 4 started. So just a little quote that I love: can't make a Tomlin without breaking a couple of Gregs. And my favorite Succession duo, which is Tom and Greg, and I thought this looked really cute. Hate this page. I don't know what I was thinking. I started off swatching out the pink, ended up hating it, and I was like, ugh, I already did it, so I just kept doing it. And then I randomly added washi tape, but that clearly does not work with this color, so let's just ignore that. So things got really busy, so I didn't even attempt to fill these pages out, but that's okay. And then I think so this was not for Friday. So technically there's 3 days that I didn't journal. The 28th, 29th, and 30th. This is for the 31st, but since I saved my last page for my screenshot dump, I had to move it to today. So just some Friday bits. I mostly like how this turned out. The one thing I don't like is I wish these were in line with these. I started off over here, but then I glued this down, and then it's fine though. I had to go into the office for a few hours to help out with something, and then even though I had to go in, I still woke up early enough to do both a Peloton and a yoga, so it's the best feeling when I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to do. Finally got to read and finish The It Girl, and it was so good. We had been looking for plantains for like a week or two, and we finally came across green plantains at the grocery store, so I bought some for our meal that evening. And then this was the day of the tornado watch that we lost power for about an hour and a half, and it was kind of creepy but an interesting experience. This was also the day that Trump was indicted, so I waited till they posted the New York Times cover page, printed it off using just regular computer paper. Even though I don't like having him here, I like the idea of it. And then finally, just to end the month, my screenshot dump with things that I had been saving throughout the month. And I do have a video of putting this together. It's a quick one because obviously there's not that much to it. And then that takes us into April. And that is it for today's Hobonichi flip through. It's probably a super long video. I'm gonna try and cut it down a little bit, but I have, I'll admit, not been into journaling that much lately. I'm behind. I'm like 4 days behind right now, and you can see that in these pages that are blank, and you see that throughout March. And I'm just trying to allow myself to take a step back if I need to, combine days, leave pages blank here and there. What I don't want to do is get overwhelmed and just stop journaling altogether, which is what happened last year. I stopped at the end of May, so I have like a half full take a note, and I have regrets. So I want to avoid that. So if I need to leave some pages blank, that's fine. I also wanted to kind of mention that I have some fun video ideas that I want to film, but they are different than what I've posted in the past on this channel, different than journal with me's and flip throughs, which is what I mainly do. One of them was the what's in my bag for my pencil case, the Hobonichi drawer pouch, but I have other ideas. Like there's a new stationery shop opening up here in Chicago, and I kind of think just to try it out, I am going to kind of record like the journey to the new stationery store and kind of make a video of it, maybe go get some food out in the area, and just like film the shopping portion, maybe do a haul at the end, just kind of as a go stationery shopping with me, something along those lines. So I have a couple of those type of videos in mind for some things happening here in Chicago that I'm considering putting together. They would be quick, they wouldn't be all the time, just an occasional one here and there, but I think it could be fun. But that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't done so already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe.